they're going to be featured twice a month. And we go into a little bit of a journey into my work with Julia from a perspective of getting to understand myself a little better. And one of the ways that we framed this up in the very beginning of doing this work, it was interesting how Julia's title allowed me to, it's funny, I had a conversation with William, okay, who was up before, he's like, yeah, I'm doing some coaching. He's like, I don't know if I like that word coaching. I'm like, maybe change it to growth coach. He's like, why? Because if you just said you're a coach or a life coach, like I, had an experience where if that's what Julia called herself, I would have never spoken to her. My ego was too there to say, I don't need a life coach, I don't need, a coach. But a growth coach appealed to me because what do I like to do? Grow. We all do, okay? So she's playing with the audience as well. I'd like to invite her up at this point while I say a few nice words about Julia. Let's give her a round of applause, guys. So for those of you that were at conference last year would have heard Julia speak. You might feel a sense of anxiety come over you knowing that she's at the front of the room now based on some of the things that she points out.
Let's go!
But I think that the one thing that I'm incredibly excited about is to talk about a partnership that we've forged with Julia to work on something that I think we're all going to need to work on and we're all going to need to be conscious of over the next 12 months. Mm-hmm. But it's something that doesn't mean that we need a bad real estate marketplace to make a change. I didn't. I just was in a position where I'd gotten to a point where skill set had taken me as far as it could. I couldn't learn another script or a dialogue or learn how to manipulate somebody in order to get my needs met. The reality is that's what we do, is that I did an episode on the podcast the other day where I got interviewed by the gentleman who spoke last year, David Morse, the CEO of Keller Williams Arizona, and he said, what attracted you to real estate in the first degree? I'm like, probably because I could manipulate people to get deals done. And again, that's great for the first bit of getting into it, but it doesn't keep you going. And those feelings, like what we're doing currently got us to where we are, but it won't get us to where we want to go. And I think that everybody in this room is here because they want to grow. Everybody's part of this company because they want to grow. And we need to do different things from a mental perspective in order to grow. And that's what Julia is going to help us with. And I need to tell you guys is that it's helped me take a different journey. It's helped me feel more fulfilled doing it. It's helped me appreciate the journey all the way through, but it's also helped me understand the people around me. And it's made me better from a real estate perspective, looking at it from an angle that I never looked at it, because I think the deal gets in the way of actual real feelings sometimes. Some of you are going to sit there going, yeah, but whatever. But when you do enough deals, I think that one of the speakers said it perfectly yesterday, you get bored. Mm-hmm. This is to make sure that you have sustainability, not only in real estate, but sustainability and feeling fulfilled moving forward. And a lot of you probably don't know what that means, and I'm going to hand it over to Julia to talk about our partnership, because we've made a significant investment in bringing Julia into the business to help you with, I think, the number one skill set that we need moving forward in this market, mindset.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't need to say anything else. This is why I pay Ben the big bucks. I let him talk for me. I am excited to announce our Real Estate MasterMind partnership, and I think what's interesting is that I have actually had the privilege of working behind the scenes with Ben and Callista. And I think today, even when you heard, what was his name, the Navy SEAL? William, right? Or Evie last night, they talked so much about being able to do the hard things. And what happens, especially when you work with a company like Harcourts, who puts all these incredible systems and tools in place for you to do things faster, right? Like my mantra as a mom is do better faster. Right? Like, believe me, I love all that stuff. But at some level, we're forgetting actually how to do the hard and how to do it well. And so I actually have gotten the opportunity behind the scenes to work with those guys and some of the top producing agents and business owners in the room, right? Like, if you're in the room and you've worked with me, will you give me a hell yeah?
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. Right? So, and part of why I'm up here today is because just like Ben, who approached me 2 years ago, many of you have said out in that room, hey, what's got me to where I am isn't going to take me to where I've never been. And a lot of us know that. We know that our skill set has gotten us where we are. Call it any kind of skill set, right? Like I even talked with someone who said, but my perfectionism has made me good, but I know it won't make me great. Right? Like we have different tools and vices that get us to where we are, but we know they aren't going to get us to where we've never been, which means we are aware enough to know that we're stuck, but not aware enough to know how to get unstuck. True. That's what this is designed to do. Especially when we hear William and we hear that mental tenacity and we hear someone say to us, you can do the hard things. There's something inside of us that goes, I believe you, but then we don't have a framework, right? Like we leave here and tomorrow a lot of us are gonna go home and we look at the hard and we're like, how do I do this again? I can do hard things, right? And after a few days, we forget that we can do the hard things. And this mastermind group is actually really designed to do that, right? And I think that this is important because we're at the precipice of change. How many of you are looking at the market and you would say that things are changing? Things are shifting, right? All of us can say that, right? I think globally, economically, like we will all say that. And I think that what we have to understand is that we need to be connected to a set of tools that's going to actually help us level up. And that's what this mastermind group is really designed to help you do. It's designed to give you the mental tenacity to actually know how to master every real estate cycle. It's going to give you the practical tools to help you build a business and not just chase a buck. We're going to give you the emotional fortitude and wherewithal to help you build not only success, but significance. So we're not just burning out in the process, right? And just as Kevin and I were talking, he said, you know what, we should get Evie. We should recruit Evie. Anyone want Evie on your team?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Here's what he said. He goes, you know what, I want someone like Evie on our team. And I said, tell me why. And he goes, because that woman, if she believes that she could do real estate, she could do real estate. And I paused and I looked at him and I go, if anyone believed that they could do real estate, they could do real estate. This isn't an Evie thing. This is a you thing. Which is why I'm here to propose to you that the future of real estate is going to be built on the shoulders of the people with the greatest conviction. And I want to know, is that going to be you? I called Ben a couple months ago, and here's what I need you to know. I adore Ben and Callista. These two have been such a part of my journey as much as I've gotten to be a part of theirs. And I mean that. I adore them. I appreciate them. I value who they are. And it's not because they're perfect. It's because they're fucking real and they're willing to do the hard. Why? Because they care. And they have spent so much time behind the scenes actually leaning in. And so I'm here in front of you guys today because there is no other group of people that I want to see do the fucking hard really well. And I promise you, when you join this mastermind group, we will work through this week in and week out to ensure that you are reconnected to you, your reason why, because this business is waiting for you. This world is waiting for you. So part of what this is going to look like is actually a 6-month curriculum that's going to give you the framework to develop that mental tenacity. All of us see it, we hear it, we see the Williams and Evies and all these things, we see the skill set and all the tools that these people are giving us this weekend, and we go, yeah, but I don't know that I have that. We're actually going to give you the framework to develop it so that when you start layering in all the things that Ben and Callista and the team has given you, that you're putting it on top of the right kind of mindset. Right? So we're going to give you 6 months. It's every other week coaching with me. So if you don't like me, then don't sign up. You know what I'm saying? We might have a guest appearance, like Ben Brady might show up every once in a while if you're lucky, but we'll leave it up to that. This membership is packed with additional resources. We can talk about that afterwards. We want to make sure, again, that we are giving you the tools to be successful. And if you don't believe me, you know what, I'm not even going to play this. We tried playing this yesterday, and the mustache was so distracting. It was so wrong and so distracting. He already did a great job of telling you why we're doing this and why he's bringing this to you. But here's what I can say even more so than just his testimony. Ben and Callista have put their money where their mouth is, and they have decided to commit to 50% of your monthly cost for the first 50 people that sign up. We only have room for 50 people in these mastermind groups, and they're covering half of that cost, which means, sorry, we're not gonna hear you, John. Which means today, normally it's $1,200 a month to join. If you sign up today, Ben and Callista are gonna cover more than half of that cost. All you have to do is go here, scan that QR code, and you're gonna use a discount code, which I forgot to give you yesterday. So many of you are like, do I get a discount? I'm like, no, I'm joking with you. I was messing with you. That discount code is HYPE. You know how to spell it. HYPE, all capital letters. So if you scan that QR code, or we also have flyers, or you can go to mastermindwithjulia.com. We will get you connected and get you signed up today. Master your mind.
See her guilt you in with the tears, folks?
No.
Beautiful. It's good work. Okay, we rehearsed it.
Wasn't too much, just enough?
Just enough.
Just enough, okay, great.